huge year for you.
Yes,
A lot of
sir.
movies, a lot of work.
Yeah.
This movie has a lot of historical significance. I mean, for the country to see this movie. So, what did you feel about when you got the script and you found out you was gonna be a part of this?
Man, I mean, I was just honored. It's a privilege to be a part of something like this. Because you're right, we're not just telling a story for casual entertainment. This is a story that means a lot to a lot of people, and I think everybody on set had the proper respect because we knew that was the case.
Right, right. And Daniel Day-Lewis, I mean, he goes in. I mean, the whole cast does. But what was it like to be next to this guy? And he's like Mr. President, and just to see, you know, what he brought to the character.
I mean, he really does it, man. I mean, my favorite actors are the ones who transform themselves. You know, you don't see the actor on the screen; you see the character that they're playing in the story, and he does it unlike anybody else. When I was talking to him, I just had no problem believing that I was talking to Abraham Lincoln.
Right, right. Now, the history lesson, I mean, people debate and everything about the implementation of the Emancipation Proclamation and everything else. And of course, Spielberg could explore all of those different arguments. But where do you think this movie stands as, next to history? I mean, do you think it plays out pretty close to, you know, how we imagine it went?
Well, look, I'm no history expert, but it does seem to me how things go. You know, he was doing his best to move things forward, and he couldn't do everything, and he was receiving opposition from all sides. You know, there were people who wanted to keep slavery intact. There were also people who wanted to push things further, who wanted, you know, were fighting for, like, black people having the right to vote, or people of different races having the right to get married. And, you know, obviously we look back on those ideas now and we're like, clearly those are good ideas. Back then they were so controversial that Lincoln couldn't support them because he knew that if he supported those ideas, he would lose his support over here and he wouldn't be able to push forward his amendment. But he was able to ultimately make it happen and take an important step forward. That's not to say he changed everything.
Right.
And I think that's an important lesson for me. That's what kind of jumped out to me is you never change everything all at once. You have to take steps.
Right.
And
it's some lessons learned for our current Congress maybe in this. I mean, it's a lot. I mean, we got hundreds of thousands of people dying for this Civil War and what was going on and the issues that it involved. And it seems like now, you know, even though these issues are important, we can't get through them. Do you think maybe there should be an assignment for Congress and Senate to watch this picture and learn how to get through tough times?
Yeah, I mean, I would hope so. But I mean, I think this movie, though, it just shows things have changed, but some things have stayed the same. I mean, and I really admire it for showing Lincoln to be not just a perfect angel, but somebody who had to do some shady stuff to get his cause forward. You know, right. I mean, it shows him sending lobbyists out to bribe people with jobs in his administration to get them to vote for this amendment to end slavery, you know. Right. So that's complicated because he's doing the wrong thing, but it's ultimately for the right thing. And I love that because it shows him as a human being instead of as, you know, as a deity.
You drafted half the men in Boston. What do you think their families think about me? The only reason they don't throw things and spit on me is because you're so popular. I can't concentrate on British mercantile law. I don't care about British mercantile law. I might not even want to be a lawyer.
It's a sturdy profession. And a useful one.
Yes, and I want to be useful, but now, not afterwards.
I ain't wearing them things, Mr. Slade. They never fit right.
The missus will have you wear them. Don't think about
You're delaying. That's your favorite tactic.
Be useful.
You won't tell me no, but the war will be over in a month.
In today's world, I mean, we have soldiers and everybody that's fighting for our country, and we honor them, but you said a line where, you know, you didn't want to be the only one that didn't go fight for your country, and that's not really the common thing today for all Americans. We don't all go fight for our country.
Right.
I mean, how much pride should we have in all those people that laid their lives down and that put their lives in jeopardy?
Yeah.
back in the day as opposed to now. I mean, I'm not saying that there's not people that do it now, but
Yeah, well, being a soldier back then was very different than being a soldier now, because now people sign up, and it's their choice to join. To some degree or another, of course, everybody's situation is different.
Right.
But back then, everybody fought, and Robert's situation, Robert Lincoln, who was the son of Abraham Lincoln, he was kept out. His parents didn't want him to join the army. They had already lost 2 sons. And you can understand why parents wouldn't want to send their son off to a bloody war, but it is hypocritical for the commander-in-chief to ask other people to send their sons off to war, but keep his son out of action.
Right.
And Robert Lincoln railed against this and demanded of his parents that they let him join.
all right.
For more exclusive coverage of our latest news and entertainment, be sure to subscribe to our Black Tree TV channel, and don't forget to click on either arrow on either side to watch one of our most commented videos.
When did you realize, hey, let me just do this because this is nice?
They said they were gonna fire me.
So they literally they literally called you into the principal's office like, Rob,
Yeah.
no.
It's crazy.